Start her up.
Hey everybody, welcome to another live stream here on GFW Trains. We've got Fast Friday, Family Friday, Friends Friday. Welcome here. Welcome to GFW Trains, where we talk about everything, but mostly trains. I'm Wally. I'm going to be your host tonight. You may have noticed, but George is not here. Yep, he had baseball practice tonight. I'm happy to say George made his high school baseball team. So he had practice tonight. I'm not sure how that's going to look for Fridays coming into the future. Hopefully that's not going to jam us up too much on our live streams here. But boy, I tell you what, I enjoy coming here. I enjoy sharing trains, and welcome to our live stream here on GFW Trains, where we talk about everything, but mostly trains. Oh, no camera. No video. Can you guys hear me? Let me try this. All right, let's try this. How's the camera going now? But anyway, welcome to GFW Trains. I don't know if you can see me, but I know you can hear me. I'm here. I'm your host. I'm Wally, otherwise known as the guy that takes GFW Trains places. I am here alone tonight because George isn't here. I'd like to say to everybody, hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. If you're new around here, welcome to GFW Trains. We're glad to have you here. We're glad to have you as part of our live stream community. If you are one of our old friends, welcome back, guys. Love to see you here. Love to hang out with you on Friday. Nothing I would rather do than to hang out with my buddies here talking trains on a Friday night. So, hey, what we want to do is we want to kick back, relax, and yeah, let's talk some trains. Grab yourself some iced tea. I was busy running around and I totally forgot to get myself some iced tea, but grab yourself some iced tea and yeah, it's train time, guys. It's train time. And gals, if you're here watching and you're a gal out there, I do know that we have some gals that watch us, and thank everybody for tuning in. Do me a favor, if you're just rolling through the door, smash that like button, because that really helps out with not only the stream, but shooting the stream out there to the algorithm for everybody that's not able to be here with us tonight. So, guys, just coming through the door, I'd like to welcome you in. Who do we got here tonight? Let's see here. Running a couple of things. We got up top, we got Combo, Union Pacific, Mopec at the lead, 4141 right behind, and then Union Pacific, I don't know what that one is. I know if I say it wrong, James is going to correct me, but James knows what that is. He can throw that up there, I'm sure. But that's what we're running on that one, pulling the reefer train, George's reefer train. I'm telling you, I was down here early, and I was going to try and take some of those cars off and put a new train up there, but it take about a half hour just take those darn trains off, or take those darn cars off. And on the inner loop right over here, we have got the venerable, everybody's favorite, your favorite, my favorite, 4014. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. No, the UP, the yellow and red one's not a SD70 Mac, I don't think. Could be, I guess. I don't think so. And then in this one, we've got our Greyhound Challenger pulling that beautiful, beautiful yellow set. If you're just tuning in here, George is not with us tonight. I'm happy to say that George made the high school baseball team here at Yorkville High School. Hey, Pick the Vid, thanks for coming. Thanks for that super chat here. I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. There you go. Thanks for the super chat. It's good to see you here. So, yeah, George made the high school baseball team. Like I said, hopefully they'll schedule baseball practices around our Friday night live stream because, heck, we're worldwide. We're famous here. Of course, the baseball coach has got to know about that, and he's got to know that he can't schedule practices when George has got live streams to do. No, seriously, though, George had practice tonight. So it's going to go until the practice is until 7:30. So he's going to shoot out here when he's done with practice, I think, as early as possible and pile on and get rolling on the stream with us if he's got time and if he's got the chance. But I don't know if he will or not. Here was the deal. We didn't want to start it later because we got to get up in the morning and do some stuff. And so here I am, here I'm alone, and hopefully George will come back all pumped up after some baseball practice and set to go. Well, welcome everybody that's here. If you're, again, rolling through the door, please smash that like button. We certainly appreciate the thumbs up. We also appreciate the chat. I'm flying solo here. Megan, as you know, the captain's not here. The captain's chair is empty tonight. And I agreed. Congratulations on George for making that that baseball team, because that was something that he really tried hard for, and is something that he's really wanted. And baseball is one of his loves. He loves a lot of different things in life, trains and everything like that, but he loves baseball. And he's really happy that he made the team. And that's kind of a big deal around town. I believe that 86 kids tried out, and George is one of the ones that made it. So good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Well, hey, let's see who's rolling through the door here. We'll give everybody a whistle. We like to do that here at GFW Trains. Give everybody a whistle as they come in through the door and say hello. We'll quickly roll through this. We got Rail Brothers in the house. Good to see you, Rail Brothers. LJL's in the house. Good to see you, LJL. We got Corey's from Ours Trains. Right on. Welcome to the stream. Got Geodot says, must be a hoop night. Got a new Lionel tank car, Klingon beer to help me through. Well, hey, I hope that Klingon beer is as good as some of that Milwaukee beer, because that's what makes the world go round. Or Krypton, or where the Klingons from? No, they're not from Krypton. That's where Superman's from. I forgot. One of the movies blew up. But yeah, the Klingons, they're from that one. So Jewel Rose Railroad's in the house. So excited. I know that down in the stream, down further, everyone's like, oh my God, what are you talking about, Wally? What are you talking about? So Ours Trains has got a lot of big train stuff coming soon. Well, hey, Corey, I really, really like all of the photo content that you're posting up on Facebook, because that's really, really nice. You're such an artist, man. I tell you what, your pictures are beautiful. I love the way that all of your videos on your YouTube channel look. You are quite the artist. It's good stuff. Milwaukee Road James in the house. Hey, if you haven't seen Milwaukee Road James's channel, go check him out. He was a guest on our stream last week showing off his beautiful, beautiful new Royal Hudson. So it's good to have him back. My friend, your friend, everybody's friend, it's Apples and Oranges in the house. Hey, hola, Apple and Orange. Good to have you on the stream. Good to have you on the stream. Sorry about not having a camera earlier, but good to be here. I don't know if I got you early, but we're not stingy with the whistles around here. Rose Jewel Railroad in the house, into his house. We got Mark's Lionel Trains in the house. Good to have you here. Slag Cat in Ohio Railroad. Good to go. Good to go. I'm glad we got that audio issue worked out. So, Amtrak Lover 205. There you are. How you doing? We got Train Freak in the house. Milwaukee Road James, otherwise known as James Train, saying, what's up? What's up? What's up? Robert Searcy. Good evening. Welcome to the stream, Conrail Nuts. That away. Good to have you here. Hey to you too. Train Freaks in the house. Nothing better than talking trains while working on the layout. I agree with that. And Rocket Man Bill. Good to have you, Rocket Man Bill. Good to be here, Bill. And as Bill says, smash that like button. That's a really, really helpful for us here on the GFW Trains live stream. See, Amtrak Lover says, I'm currently preparing for my model train show tomorrow. Can't wait to run some of the stuff on the modular layout. Good to go. Good to go. We got T4 in the house. How you doing there, T4? Good to have you here. Robert seriously saying, where is OG George or the Santa Fe Queen? I'm telling you, it's an empty house here. OG George is out of town. Santa Fe Queen's doing some dance stuff. So it's Wally rolling solo here. And check this out. Now we're having a push-pull on that upper level. Didn't notice that didn't notice the train came off there. And over here, you'll be seeing it as it comes around. The Mopacs picked it up. So T4 in the house. Amtrak Lover 205's here. Let's see who else we've got. Picked of it again. Thank you so much for that super chat. Love that super chat. We got Megan. Megan, thanks for joining us here on the stream. Always good to have you around. I'm sorry the captain isn't here to join us on the live stream, but hey, stay tuned. The captain will be here. Baseball practice ends at 7:30. George is going to roll in through here at 7:30 as soon as he can, I think. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We got Southern Yankee Railroad, Southern Yankee Trains in the house. Good to see you, Southern Yankee. Trish Sparico. Hey, Trish, thanks for coming by and happy Friday. What a good way to celebrate Friday. Then with some friends talking trains, grab yourself some iced tea, kick back, relax, and let's have a good time talking friends. Pictavid says, can we get a George dummy to put in the chair next to you? Get some of his clothes and stuff them with straw. I like that. I like that. Well, I'm hoping that it's not going to be too long before George comes back down here and can join me because having two people on the live stream is a lot more fun than just having one person on the live stream. I think you guys will agree with that. And heck, we know it. I know it. Everyone tunes in to see the captain, George, over here. Oh, hold on a second here, boys and girls, ladies. Oh, there we go. That upper level looks like it's going to need some attention. See how that 4141's coming through backwards? The coupler gave out on the 1851 Mopac. And if you can see on the other side around coming back behind me, there's the caboose right over here. And there's the Mopac coming through pushing it. That's not by design. So, hey, Captain of Four Boats in the house. What's up? Good to have you here. Let's see. Mark's Trains. Good to have you here, Mark's Trains. We've got Dusty Sloan, and if you're just rolling through the door, please smash that like button. If you're new around here, hey, consider subscribing to the channel. We've got a lot of cool stuff. Always hang out on Friday nights, always talking trains. Love to have you come back again and again and watch the GFW Trains content. If you're an old friend, like I said, grab some iced tea. Let's kick back, relax, and talk some trains. Oh, hey, all right. Jaden and my mother also say hello. All right, we'll get them some whistles there too. Like I said, empty captain's chair right here. But hey, I'm glad that you're watching and welcome to the stream. I'm a little bit, I'm always run behind when I give everybody whistles here. So yeah, for sure. Let's see. Yep, James Train switched his name to Milwaukee Road James, just in case anybody didn't miss that. Ooh. Give me a second here, folks. There, train came off. Just getting it back on. Let's see here. Boxcar Jerry's in the house. Good to have you. J Mod's here. That's what I'm talking about. J Mod. Love it. So hey, Corey says I'll be listening to the stream, but not watching since I got a project for college. Lots of painting. Well, make sure you get a picture of that and get it up there on Facebook so we can all take a look. Everybody who's a friend of yours on Facebook. Oh, so yeah, I love it, Jerry. I love J Mod. That's what I'm talking about. My man. So we've got Jaden Patterman's here. Hey, how you doing there, Jaden? Glad you can make us. Yeah, all right. So yeah, you're there with Megan in the house. Like I said, George isn't here. I'm sorry about that. You're gonna get just his old man talking about. So now I must be catching up to the part where that train came off, right? So yeah, we're right. We've got Wally World here. Wally World. You got it. You got it. Trying to get off the track. Hey, and yeah, you're right. JMod just put this up here. We got the link to George's Eagle Scout fundraiser. If you're interested in donating, get that link down below. George is building a train-related Eagle Scout project. It's really cool. Local park hosts a ride-on train, a Prairie State Railroad. And George is going to be raising a lot of money. He's trying to raise about $7,500 to put up a station out there. So if you're interested, we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But JMod up there, he put the link up and hit that link, and it'll bring you right into the spot where you can donate through the Prairie State Railroad for George's Eagle Project. So thumbs up on that. See, ours train is talking about what he's putting up on his channel. It says no more hints than other than that, but no other model train YouTuber besides GFW has this unique item. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, and the other thing that Boxcar Jerry J Mod's putting up is a link to our GFW Train Fest. Can't wait to have that as another part of this fundraiser. Besides asking family and friends, George is putting on a train show. How cool is that? How many of you guys out there have always wanted to put on a train show? I know I have, but George is making it happen. We have going to have GFW Train Fest. It's going to be, follow the link to GFW Train Fest that we've got there. You can also access the flyers for that on the on the website for the Prairie State Railroad. But yeah, it's going to be on April 21st. It's going to be from, or I'm sorry, April 22nd. Oh, now I'm doubting myself. This is awful. But follow the link. It'll tell you it's going to be from 10 to 4. It's going to be out at the Yorkville American Legion. It's going to be a great time. We've got 3 awesome layouts that are modular layouts. We're gonna have layouts on the floor. We're gonna have trains to buy and sell. It's gonna be a good time. Make sure that you make it out there. It's gonna be April 22nd, Yorkville American Legion. Let me get that up there. Hold on. I've got a banner on that one here. Banner. Come to GFW Train Fest, April 24th. I was wrong on all accounts. April 24th, 10 to 4 p.m. at the Yorkville American Legion. Be there or be square. That's what I'm talking about. So, all right. Yeah, you know what? That's the problem with George not being here. If you're playing the GFW Trains drinking game, it's going to be a little rough because I may yawn, and then you're going to have to catch it then. But I don't yawn nearly as much as George, right? That's what I'm talking. So let's see here. Brendan's Trains in the house. Good to have you here, Brendan. And we've got Isaiah Hawkins. Uh-oh. There we go. There's some whistles for you guys. There we go. Thanks for coming in and tuning on into the stream. Amtrak Lover 205. I've got you before. I've got you, but we're not stingy with the whistles around here. So yeah. All right. We'll still call you Catnuts there, Southern Yankee Trains. We'll do that. Brendan, we don't have a Shay. That's one that we got to get on the roster, I think. David Kohler, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Really appreciate everybody being here and hanging out with us, talking trains. Grab yourself a nice iced tea, kick back, relax, and hang out with the guys here at GFW Trains, or the guy tonight, Georgia. Hopefully he'll be here and tune in and do some GFWs with us here. So, right, J-Mod's putting up the come out and support George there. So, April 24th. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, Jerry, I've been so I've got a lot of big things planned for 2022, 2023, and I've got a year to do it. But the canoeing season's coming up, and for those of you that don't know, I didn't do much canoeing in the last year, but I'm into marathon canoe racing. I love canoeing and I love canoe racing. And I've done races all across the country, some short ones, some long ones, but I love to go out there and do that. And I'm trying to get my body back into canoe racing shape. And that's something George and I are going to be doing tomorrow morning, I think. We're getting up bright and early. George and I are going to go out and hit the water with a good friend of mine, Pat. So we're going out there for that. So I think I'm all caught up here with everybody checked in. Again, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here on GFW Trains. We certainly appreciate everybody watching, everybody hanging out with us. If you didn't catch it earlier, George isn't here. George made the high school baseball team in Yorkville. Woohoo! I can't tell you how excited I am about that as his dad. You know, George works hard at his sports, both at cross country and at baseball. And it's always good to see the fruitful efforts come through on that. So 86 guys tried out for it here in Yorkville, and George was one of the guys that was able to make the team out of that 86. So yeah, pretty cool on that. So all right, here's what I'm going to do. Hold tight, everybody. I am going to reconnect that Mopac train. Hold tight. So the problem with this Mopac, I love this Mopac. Such a beautiful engine. When I was actually at a canoe race. I was just talking about this canoeing. But I was at a canoe race where I raced all the way across the state of Missouri on the Missouri River, from Kansas City to Missouri to St. Louis on the Missouri River, and for the most part, all the way along the river was the old Mopac tracks, now the UP tracks, and it was so fun as we were canoeing. Just to watch the long, and you could see them from on the river. You could see the trains stretch for miles, just straight up the river. And it was really fun to see those Mopac trains. And I developed a love for the Mopac. I love the colors. I love the symbol, the Mopac symbol with the eagle. It's just good stuff. So as soon as this engine here came out, I knew it was a gotta have it. Hopefully I got this train back together again. There we go. Hey, welcome to the stream, Chicago. Let me get see here. We'll get you a whistle. Nope, that one's not it. There we go. Got you a big boy whistle there. So Captain Four Boats, I am ready for the summer. This is going to be good stuff. Like I said, getting into the swing of things back. Trying to get my canoe stuff on, so I'm ready for some canoe racing and some canoeing. George is getting ready for that. I'm excited about doing that along with baseball. Another one of the things that I've always tried to get George into was canoeing. So yeah. Iron Horse Production, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here, guys. So glad to have you here. If you're just rolling through the door, please do me a solid. Smash that like button. We always like that here on GFW Trains. If you're new around here, please consider smashing that subscribe, hitting that bell so you get notified of all the great GFW Train content. We're here on Fridays every Friday, hanging out, talking trains, drinking some iced tea, wetting our whistle. Some with the hard iced tea, some with the sweet iced tea, some with the unsweetened iced tea. We like all of it around here. So let's talk some trains. CSX GEET 44AC in the house. So yeah. So if you haven't heard already, this is kind of neat. George is a Boy Scout. You probably knew that. We talk a lot about that on the stream here. And George has been a scout his whole life. I was a scout even before him. When I was growing up, I was a scout my whole life. I joined scouts when I was 7 years old. I haven't left scouts. I'm still a scout. I'm a scoutmaster in George's troop. I got my Eagle Scout. And as a dad, one of the things that I've always hoping that would come through for George was that he would be an Eagle Scout himself. Garrett C., how you doing? Hopefully you're having a good stream here tonight. But anyway, George is worked his way through scouts, worked his way to the point where he is about ready to earn his Eagle Scout rank. And for those of you that don't know, getting your Eagle Scout rank is a lot of work. It's really hard to get to this point. And George is all done with the exception of one thing, which is that you've got to do to earn your Eagle Scout rank. And that is working on you have to lead a community service project. And you have to plan a community service project, lead a community service project. And George has picked a really hard, really aggressive one, but it's one that's really meaningful to him, which is kind of neat. When George was a little boy, he went to Cub Scout day camp at a park down the road here in a couple of towns over called Big Rock. The park is called Plowman's Park. And at Plowman's Park, there's a 7.5 gauge railroad, a live steam railroad, ride-on railroad. George went there and he just fell in love with these live stream trains. And he's said all his life that he's wanted or he said his whole life that he wanted to get a live steam train and he wanted to become part of this railroad. Anyway, as he's progressed through his life, he's gotten to the point where he's old enough to do some of this stuff. He joined the railroad 4 years ago, and he's still in Scouts. And now he's at the point where he wanted to give back not only to the railroad, but to the community and to the park that he loved from that spark that was ignited when he was a Cub Scout. So, yeah, that means a lot to me. And so he wants to give back by building a pavilion-style station out there on the railroad as an area for people to come in and board the trains on the Prairie State Railroad, which I think is really, really cool. And it's a really, really neat project. And it's a really, really aggressive project that includes not only a lot of money, but also a lot of man hours, because he's got to plan it, buy the materials, get the permitting, and build it. And right now he's in the permitting phase, and that's been a lot of trouble for us. But we are working through that, and he's trying to raise money for the project. And you can help him raise some money by clicking that link below and donating through the Prairie State Railroad on their website. You can also see a couple of other things that George is doing. One, on April 24th, George is going to be doing a train show here in Yorkville. And then the other one is he is going to be doing an open house on June 11th out there at the Prairie State Railroad in Plowman's Park. We'd love to have anybody that's in the area come out. The train show is going to be really cool. Really, really cool. I'm really excited about that. 3 railroads there, 3 different clubs. We're going to have layouts on the floor. We're going to have trains to sell. You can meet and greet with good old George from GFW Trains if you're into that stuff. And good times. I think that there'll be a lot of fun, and it'll definitely be good to go. So I'm going to say it again just because, Garrett, I like the fact that you're on here. I like the fact that you want me to say hi. How you doing, Garrett? See, welcome to GFW Trains. Welcome to Fast Friday, Friends Friday, Family Friday, whatever you want to call it. And kick back, relax, and let's talk some trains. So CSX GE T44 AC is moving to Ohio. All right. Well, I don't know if is that a good thing or a bad thing? Whatever it is, it's an exciting thing. Chicago, I don't know if I can give you a jingle bell on the whistle. I'm not that good with my whistle quills at this point. That's for sure. So Brendan's Trains is saying, what's your favorite O-scale locomotive that's made in the 90s? That's a good one. You know what? I've got to say this. So we're going 90 through 99. And I'm going to tell you, that one wasn't made. My favorite that I got in the 90s, it was actually a little bit before the 90s that I got it, was I love the Rock Island, the Lionel Rock Island. I love the Lionel Rock Island Northern that they came out with, the 5100. But I think that was right before the 90s. Now I'm thinking in the 90s, in 99, they came out with, and I believe it's 99. It might be 2001, but I believe in 99 they came out with the Class A, the TMCC Class A in their first run of trains. I would have to say that one is probably my favorite train of the 90s, because that comes in right at the tail end of the 90s. So yeah. Let's see here. I'm catching up here, guys. Let's see here. Garrett, well, I'm glad that you're on here, but I want to remind you once again that we don't talk about politics here, and we don't talk about religion. So I'd ask, please don't put anything up there, up on our stream or in the chat about politics or religion. It's just something that I don't think we want to talk about. We want to talk about trains. We want to talk about other things. So yeah. glad that you're here, but I would appreciate it if you didn't post anything political on here. Hey, Stephen, how you doing? Good to have you. Good to have you here. So if you guys haven't seen Stephen Kofrel's channel, you got to check out his channel. And then the cool thing is he's not only been putting out some really, really, really cool videos, Stephen has been working on his layout. In fact, he is making a new section for like a switch yard. Correct me if I'm wrong, Stephen. You got a switch yard there, and it's really coming together good, and it's really looking good. So check out his channel, because not only is he's got a cool layout, he's got some great content, and a really, really good guy. One of the original friends of the channel here. So yeah, I'm going to, all right. So I like that. I love Amtrak, Garrett. Any more Tri-Rail and Brightline? I'm glad you like those too. Let's see here. Just trying to get caught up, everybody. Just trying to get caught up. So George must be on the be watching. He must have just gotten out of practice or something. It's GFW Trains, where we talk about everything but mostly trains. So Stephen, yeah, you have to tell us a little bit more about that layout. I'm telling you, I was thinking about this today, and we've had some great guests on the last couple of times. We had Apple and Orange line on a couple of weeks ago. We had James Trains, otherwise known as Milwaukee Road James. So fun to talk to those guys, and we're going to try and have some more people on the live stream. I just got way too busy this week, and I wasn't able to make some of those connections back up. In fact, I was trying to get LJL, because LJL Rail Yard's got a fun channel, and I wanted to get him on here, talk about his channel there too. So hey, we got some new people coming in. We got Bob's O-Gauge Trains. Welcome to the stream, Bob. Smash that like button if you're just rolling through the doors. Give me a solid. Hook me up with that solid, brothers and sisters. Everybody. Let's see here. Chris Lambert's in the house. Where you at, Lambo? How you doing, Lambo? Hopefully the weather's good out there by where you're at. Yeah. If George hits the majors, but you can. Where does that one? George hits the majors, Bob. You can be his agent. All right, you got that. You got that. I just want to be his dad, and I want to make sure that he treats his dad well when he gets up there in the majors. Free tickets for everybody. Free tickets for all the GFW Trains fans. That's for sure. I'm going to make sure that he hooks everybody up with some free tickets. Yeah, I hope George makes the majors, because my retirement plan, I blew on trains. You might be able to see that. All these trains around me. I don't have any plan for retirement. I don't have any plan for George as higher education or something like that. My two ways that I was planning on getting money for the rest of my life was George getting into the major leagues in baseball, or all those lottery tickets that I buy. I'm going to win the lottery ticket big, the lottery one day, and make it big. Apple and oranges. We can't talk about Lonnie Anderson again. George, I can only do that when the Captain George is here. Captain George, and make him all red. So I got to tell you guys a story about the captain. And I love this story about the captain. This one really made me smile. So I think it was last week. George was here, and we talked about George sitting in this chair right here. We always call this one the captain's chair. And on the stream, we were talking about that, and George is like, I'm sitting in the captain's chair. And he showed on the back of here, it's got his name. And anyway, we got a video from a friend that evening where showed George doing that. And she was laughing, and she was joking about with her daughter about George being in the captain's chair. And it was great. So I was like, oh, that's a great name. I'm going to have to call George the captain more. Yeah. So yeah, cat nuts. I'm glad that high school baseball won't go on a work stoppage. That's for sure. So Garrett, Relax. I'm not ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you. What I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to go through all of these comments, keep a flow of this going. It's easier said than done doing these live streams, especially when you're by yourself, just trying to keep the talk rolling, keep everything fun, and talk about everything, but mostly trains. So, yeah, those nickel plate Berkshires are certainly awesome. Yeah, thanks, Isaiah, for destroying that like button. Ryan Golden Leaf Raro, welcome to the stream here. Welcome to the stream. So, Stephen, I got to get back to the dinner meeting. Well, I'm glad you popped by. Hopefully, I can talk you into coming back here on a GFW Trains live stream sometime in the near future, so you can show us all the cool, neat new things on your layout. Yeah. So long, as Amtrak lover says. We'll see you around the roundhouse. Don't let the caboose hit you on the way out. So yeah. Don't make the J mod drop the hammer. That's for sure. Yeah, Pictovid, you could have rented it out. Or actually, Pictovid, I'd love to have you on the stream sometime. Lots of great people here. And you guys always laugh at me when I talk about this. But it's true. I'm telling you, it's true. I truly love all of my friends here in this YouTube community. I love all my train friends, but it's been really neat that we've developed this neat little corner of YouTube in this community, not only here on GFW Trains, but the train hobby, the model train hobby. This has been a spot where people can coalesce that's kind of popped up after the stay-at-home happened in COVID. And it's been really neat. And I would ask, and I would implore guys, make sure that we keep supporting each other, watching each other's content, talk about this, because you know what? The trains, it is kind of it's an insular hobby where we don't have, it's not like baseball where George just grabs his glove and goes next door, plays baseball with his buddy who's the neighbor. Train friends are few and far between. Let's face it. So it's really neat that we've got this forum, we've got this vehicle where we're all here, we're all talking, we can all talk about trains. So I would just ask, and I would implore everybody, keep that momentum going. It's really, really a good thing. I'm telling you, it is a neat thing, and it's an awesome aspect of the hobby. It's a neat vehicle, and I'm glad I could be a part of it. That's all I'm saying is I'm glad I can be a part of it. So as far as the people putting asking to be on the streams, yeah, we're going to have some people up here. We're going to have people on the streams. So hit me up on TrainBuds, TrainBuds at gmail.com, trainbuds@gmail.com, and we'll talk. All right. So yeah, but I want to make sure that if you come on the stream, that we've got stuff to talk about, and that we've got a time slot available for that. So yeah, for sure. Apple and oranges. Well, it's all just flying off the top of my head, man. It's just flying off the top of my head. All smoke and mirrors, brother. All smoke and mirrors. So, all right, Pictovid, we got you on the list. Love to have you on a live stream. Iron Horse Production saying, do you do locomotive requests? Excuse me. What you want to run, Iron Horse Production? If I got it and we can get it on relatively easy, when George gets here, well, I'll have him put it on. So what is it that you want to run there? Allegheny and Chinago Railroad. Welcome to the stream. Let's get you a whistle. Welcome to the Friday night crew, or as Humanity Junction likes to say, I love this one. Welcome, model citizens. Or as Train Freak likes to say, my train family. I like to say, my fellow trainiacs. We all got our thing. Yep. So, all right. So tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard on Deckman Productions channel, we have our large scale consolidated live stream. So everybody, make sure you check out Mr. Pictovid and Deckman Productions. I'm telling you, those guys are two of the coolest guys in the whole model railroading hobby. Not only that, but they're great at doing live streams. They're really good playing off each other, presenting information, and head over there tomorrow on Deckman Productions channel. Check out Mr. Pictovid. Check out Deckman on their large scale consolidated live stream. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. So, Artie's asking, where's my iced tea at? I'm telling you, Artie, I'm flying solo tonight, right? The captain's not here. GFW Trains isn't here. So I was scrambling around, trying to put stuff on, trying to take stuff off. In the end, all I did was put on these 3 engines over here. But I was scrambling around. About 3 minutes before the show starts, I'm thinking, no iced tea. But, here's what I'm going to tell you. Hopefully, knock on wood, George is going to be coming in soon. And when George comes in, we'll get George to hook me up with some iced tea, or I'll get him talking about trains, and I'll go up and get some iced tea. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I do need to visit the Wabash Junction Conrail nuts. I would like to hit that. Hey, that's hidden below the belt there, Milwaukee Road James. We all can't have everything, and I have to give you the props and give you the credit. You got that beautiful Royal Hudson that we saw last week. I was doing some shopping for a Royal Hudson last week myself. I saw a beautiful Weaver one. Was thinking about slapping down some cash on the barrelhead to get that one. But you know what? Maybe one day that'll come back around. So, yes, sir. We've got Garrett who loves trains. Let's see. Iron Horse says Lionel GTL or the SPGS4 Daylight. All right. When George comes, we'll hook you up with that Daylight. How's that sound? How does that sound? Heath from Humanity Junction. Wasn't me? Or no, that's mine. Blame Heath. Good to see you here. Hello, model citizens. Older George. I'm not older George. I'm the guy that takes GFW Trains places. George, oh, look at that. She's talking to me. I always like to joke with George about I'm the guy that takes GFW Trains place. So he's like, no, I drive. And I say, well, one day he's going to get that there's a little something more to that than just driving him around. Right. So, well, hey, Artie, I'm sorry you're not going to wait for George. But, hey, if I'm not enough, hopefully you'll get a chance to come back on when George is here, or check out the GFW Trains live stream when George is here, if that's the only thing that you're here for. But I'm glad to have you when you're here, when you want to be here, Artie. So we'll see you around us if you're talking about it. Mr. Pick the Vid saying, did you ever send that Wally's Iced Tea logo that I made for you? I did. I tried to have a friend of mine make some decals for that. Unfortunately, the decals didn't turn out, so I never got a chance to get that up. I wanted to put those decals on my tank car, if you remember correctly. So I've got a tank car back here. You can see it over my shoulder over here. It's that little green right there. That's a tank car, and that's my Wally's Iced Tea tank car. But I got to get Wally's Iced Tea up there on the tank car yet. So good for you, apples and oranges. Grab yourself an iced tea. That's a good start for a Friday. And Bob's got my iced tea, lime, tortilla chips, and lean back, feet up. That's what I'm talking about. Talking some trains, guys. We enjoy that. So, yeah, Milwaukee Drone, the Weaver are beautiful. Yeah, and delicate, because it's brass. So Isaiah says, I got a question for everyone. Have you ever seen two train stores very close to each other, like it's within walking distance? I don't think I've ever seen something like that. Have you guys ever seen that? That's a good question. Conrail says, can we run the UP, MP, and NS head end unit? I think I might be able to do that when George gets here. You guys just have to remind me when George gets here. We'll run that Daylight for sure. Oh gosh, I'm way behind here on the all right, Artie. I didn't catch what you mean there. So he says, I got the most amazing gift, the new Lionel train set, but I have no idea to make it work with all the fancy features on the new trains. You're coming to the right place there, Heath. You just need to talk with us. We can walk you through that. In fact, Heath, I'm going to throw this out there just for grins and giggles. I'm going to throw this out there, and I know I'm way behind on my comments here, so you might not even be around. But we should do a joint live stream, and I can have you on with George, and we can walk you through the process of setting up your O-gauge train, and your Lionel train, and walking you through that process. If you guys haven't seen Heath's channel, Humanity Junction, man, he's another guy that's got it all going on for him. And it's fun to say that we've met Heath from the beginnings of his channel, and boy, that's really blown up. He's got a lot of neat content on there. Does live streams often, has a lot of neat videos on there. So if you haven't already, definitely check him out. Check out Heath's channel at Humanity Junction. But yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. Heath, I think that might be a fun collab live stream. So GFW the question is what positions does George play? I'm scrolling through oh, I'm way behind. So George is an outfielder and a pitcher. Every once in a while he gets in there at first base, but he's an outfielder and he's a lefty. So a left-handed pitcher. Again, that is where my retirement lays. Hopefully you can make it to the big league. Blomer 115, welcome to the stream. Great to have you hanging out with us here. Kick back, relax, grab yourself some iced tea, and let's talk some trains. And guys, if you haven't already, do me a solid, smash that like button. Always love it when we've got friends coming through to our Friday live streams. And if you don't make it, if the people smashing that like button gets the algorithm to like Wally here on GFW Trains, and it pushes out the Wally's or the GFW Train content to the people that had missed it tonight and may have forgot. If you're just joining us, you might have noticed we've got the empty captain's chair over here, and that's because my son George, made the high school baseball team here in Yorkville. We're real excited about that around our house. But the sad part is, at least tonight, he's not here. So, yeah, he's going to be coming a little bit later, knock on wood, depending on how things play out there at baseball practice. But I think he's going to try and come later so the star of the show, George, can be with us. Garrett, I'm going to tell you, I do love train songs. My favorite, and I grew up loving Johnny Cash train songs. My grandpa gave me an album when I was growing up of Johnny Cash. And ever since then, I have loved train songs, and I've loved Johnny Cash train songs specifically. Not only I love all Johnny Cash train songs are my favorite. Yeah, Heath, no, I'm allowed to run trains when George isn't here. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, if you hadn't seen it, Apples and Oranges over here. He had his first live stream the other night. I couldn't stay very long, but it was fun. I think he was starting to learn the ropes of all of these live streams and everything like that. And it was good. It was good. I hope you do another one. Harry Hennings, welcome to the live stream. Everybody who comes in, we always give whistles to people coming through the door. Thanks for joining us. Good to have you here. Smash that like button if you haven't already. If you're not a subscriber here to GFW Trains, hit that subscribe button so you can catch up with a lot of our great content. And yeah, you know, I wonder if my mom and dad are down there watching. I haven't seen them pipe up yet, as well as Mommy Yaya, she's always on here, and Mommy Lulu, she's always on here. I haven't seen them pop up. If you're here, guys, hit me up and say hello. I hope that you guys are always watching. You're some of our favorite. For those of you who don't know, that's George's grandparents. Are some of our favorite people to watch here. Like I always say, you're my number one customer. You're my number one customer. Radar Diddy says when I was there. There were 3 stores in Center Philadelphia: Miller's Trains, Nicholas Smith, and Becker's Hardware around 1966. Well, how cool is that? How cool is that? Iron Horse wants a shout out. Of course. So if you haven't seen Iron Horse's channel, go over there and check out Iron Horse's channel. He's got a neat, again, everybody here has got real cool channels. And I just because I'm talking about one person doesn't mean that I think that another person's got a better channel or one person doesn't have a good channel. Everybody here has a really, really cool channel. And one in particular is Iron Horse Production. Head on over there. He's just on the foundational floors of his channel. He's got some great steam locomotive content and a lot of great videos. So make sure you head over there and check him out. All right, Heath, I'm glad that this is something that you consider. But I can't wait to open the box. I get that. So I would love to come over there. I get it if it doesn't work out. But yeah, for sure. If we can work out something like that, let's do it. Kathy, welcome to the stream. Oh, there we go. Big boy whistle for you. And we got Ravenhawks in the house, another one of our favorites. Welcome to the stream, Ravenhawk. If you guys are just rolling through the doors, hit me up with that solid smash that like button. Boom, boom, boom. That helps us out and get us out there on that live stream. Helps the algorithm recognize our live stream and get it out for the people that didn't watch us tonight or might not have forgotten about it, or maybe not even know. I don't understand how it can possibly be that way, not knowing about GFW trains, but it'll push it out there. So welcome to the stream, guys. I'm certainly happy that you're here. Yeah. Said Norfolk Southern on your PFP, Kathy. I was just thinking about Norfolk Southern today. George has had his favorite train or his favorite railroad kind of waiver from one to another. And for a long time, it was George's favorite train was Norfolk Southern. Yeah, Heath, that is a pretty long train on the top. That's George's PFE reefer train. George is so proud of that. He bought that he bought that himself. All of the cars on that PFE reefer train, saving up his money and everything like that. Oh, yeah. You know what? That's not a bad idea to have my wife come on and come down here and tell us some George stories. That wouldn't not bad at all if I don't say so myself. Ooh. Hold on. Universal Technical Institute. Yeah, George wasn't here to defend himself, so that's perfect. We get George on here and or get her on here and talk about that. Yep, Harry, I'm telling you, Johnny Cash songs. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. I grew up listening to all of his railroad stuff. My grandpa got me a record. So do I see some Johnny Cash commercials on the Lionel commercials? So check it out on the GFW Trains channel. We've got two of them that I love. One of them is a Christmas one that Johnny Cash did. It's on our channel. And the other one is Trains and Trucking. Big trains for small hands. Oh, yeah. Gotta love Johnny Cash. So he says, when you guys hit 3K subs, miss the 24-hour live stream and shaving the beard. Hey, I can only do that once in a lifetime. We haven't done a 3,000 subscriber special. But I was hoping George would come up with some great ideas, but we haven't been able to come up with a really good one for the 3,000 subscriber special. But we'll do something, I think. I think we'll do something. Rob 412, welcome to the stream. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of the train community. I'd love to have you here. And again, if you're rolling through the door, smash that like button. That's very, very helpful. Harry Henning says, I've been a subscriber for a long time, just don't always get to see the live shows. Well, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're a subscriber. And like I tell everybody, it's really important that we got to keep this community rolling. We got to keep this community so that everybody is excited about trains, excited about new content, showing off their trains, because it's neat that this is a forum where people have the opportunity to show off their trains and talk about their trains. It was so neat to have James Trains, otherwise known, or his new one is Milwaukee Road James. It's the same guy. He's just within the last week changed his name from James Trains to Milwaukee Road James to show off as cool Royal Hudson. We really, really enjoyed having you on, James. And speaking of cool channels, check out James' channel. We enjoyed having him on, and we enjoyed it. It was neat just because YouTube's a great forum to show off trains like James did with that Royal Hudson. It was good stuff. It was definitely good stuff. So Mr. Picterford says, hey, Humanity Junction, you have to wait to open the box. Start unboxing now. And by the time Wally's ready to have you on it, it should be out of the box. Hey, are you ripping on me there, Picterford? I hope not. I hope not. Let's see here. Well, I lost my place on the stream. Here we go. The Andy Mano. Welcome to the stream, Andy. Glad to have you with us. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back here to all of our old friends, and welcome to all the new friends, the ones that might be watching and chatting, and then the ones that might be just behind the scenes, hanging out, watching this as they're doing their college work or working on their railroad or something like that. That's one of the things I enjoy doing too, is I enjoy putting a live stream on in the background and just working on something on the railroad and listening to everybody on the live, or just, again, hanging out and putting somebody's playlist and listening to the things that they're talking about and everything like that. See, my friend Michael Lomas did the Ring of Fire. You might not know him. He's my friend at school. He did it back in 2019 and did a good work with him. Nice. Got to like that Johnny Cash. That's what I'm talking about. Pictervid says, no, I was picking on Heath because he unboxes stuff so fast. One of the trains must come off. Ooh, I see what it is. It's back around here. I missed out. This track died. I'll have to fix that in just a second, because I finally got caught up with the chat, and after I got caught up with the chat, now the train's off the track. See, if you're doing these live streams, one of the hardest things to do is keep what everybody's talking about right on the tip of your tongue, because sometimes you guys are talking about stuff, and and I have not been able to get to the end of the live stream. So yeah, and again, every once in a while I get lost here. So yeah, Reefer Express going. Yeah, I'm wondering about Corey getting his picture painted too. All right, so James Trains has always got a good ideas over here. Says the viewers will get to take GFW Trains footage and any song and make a music video. The GFW team votes, and the best one gets uploaded on GFW Trains and a shirt. That's a great idea, Milwaukee Road, James. That's a great idea. Look at that. J-Mod's already out there calling his shot that he's going to get a shirt for sure. 4,000 and George gets a buzz cut. How about me? I'll get a buzz cut if we hit 4,000. Oh my gosh. He says Wally, hosting live streams is really hard, a lot harder than most people realize. I know, isn't that the truth, Heath? When you're doing the live streams, and especially when you're doing it all by yourself, just coming up and talking and keeping everything real and keeping everything live is kind of a difficult task. And you're right, Amtrak lover. No, actually, that's not necessarily true. I bet you that you can keep an audience for a while. You got good stuff. So Slag Cat talking about when he gets new stuff says, I just unbox it and put it in the layout. Maybe you'll see it in the next video. Too funny. And Apples and Oranges agrees with me. Johnny Cash, Railroad Songs. Holy cow, you saw him, and my dad met him when he was a kid. That's pretty cool. Gary, you don't have to say that you think it. You love trains. We all know that you love trains, man. That's a confirmed fact right there. 2 votes for George 4K getting a buzz cut. I don't think so. I don't think you're going to be able to talk him into that. His mom, who loves him and provides everything in the world for him, can't talk him into getting his hair cut. And no, I don't think that you guys are going to be able to do that. There's only one person that's on this stream right now that I think may be able to convince George to get a buzz cut. One person. And I'm not even sure that's going to work. Actually, George is talking about wanting to get a mullet. How about that? He had a mullet last year this time. He wants to grow that back for the baseball season. I'm all in. Baseball and mullet. He actually looks good with the mullet and the baseball hat. Well, Iron Harvest Production, I got to head out. Got to hop on the Southern Crescent Limited and head out. Great stream, though. Well, thanks for joining us when you can. Sorry I didn't get that GS4 on for you. Well, let's see if we can get that on. I'll see if we can get that on the next stream. All right. So, hey, here we go. Look who's coming in the studio. Boom, boom, boom. GFW Trains with Elias T. Smooth. Oh, you know what this means, though? I got to get out of the captain's chair. Got to get out of the captain's chair. How'd baseball practice go, George?
Went well. The best part is we only had JV there, and so there's only 5 JV outfielders.
Oh, got a lot of fly balls, huh?
We don't do fly balls because we're inside, but we got a lot of hitting in. So,
move out of the captain's chair. There we go, George.
Oh, what happened to the challenger?
Oh, well, you know what? I'm not really sure. But let's.
I'll fix that.
Where is it?
Right there.
Ooh. Ran into the back end. So George is going to fix that. I guess I should stay in the captain's chair for a little bit. I know, isn't it crazy, Heath, to see how much George has grown up? Actually, it's so interesting. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to play stay on, but I'm going to play the live stream intro. And the live stream intro was a little, these pictures are a little bit dated, but they are generally speaking about the way that George looked when so yeah, we usually so check out George, how young he looks in these pictures. He's like a baby. Look at that. That was when we went to Providence, Rhode Island. That we're on the Stella. Look at that. That's a Prairie State Railroad right there. Again, the Stella. Isn't it crazy how young George was? George is like a baby there. Hey, Pictavid, thanks for the other donation there. Appreciate that. Oh, I hear the train a-coming. Just rolling around the bend. And I ain't seen a sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. And time keeps passing by. And that train keeps rolling. I hang my head and cry. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, George is in the house. He's fixing up all the trains while his father now sits in the co-pilot seat and keeps the stream rolling with the gift of gab. If you are just joining us, welcome to GFW Trains, Fast Friday, Family Friday. If you're an old friend, or if you're new around here, welcome. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you are an old friend around here, welcome back and hanging out with us on Friday. We certainly enjoy you. We certainly enjoy your company. You got it, William. The boss is in. Get William a whistle. That's the first time he's commented. Yeah, for sure, Amtrak lover. Isn't it crazy how the years go? And actually, that was not. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago. The captain is back. You got it. He's back and in the house. Done with baseball. He's working on the trains now. I've been working on the railroad. So getting back to what we were talking about here, George is putting on a train show. I don't know how many people here from the Chicago area, or even close to the Chicago area. If you are close to the Chicago area, check out the link that J-Mod, Boxcar Jerry, just put up, because George is having a train show. He is having GFW Train Fest right here in Yorkville, Illinois. GFW Train Fest is, if you want more information, go to the link down that Jerry put up. But it's going to be at the Yorkville American Legion, and there's the address up here, on April 24th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's going to be a great event. It's going to be so cool. George is doing it as a fundraiser for his Eagle Scout Service Project. So it's free to enter. All donations are accepted and extremely appreciated. we're going to have 3 railroads there. We're going to have we're going to have the Midwest Division's modular layout with a pretty good sized railroad. We're going to have the Valley Model Railroad there. And then we're going to have Denny's Trains and Things with Jim Myris and Denny Roche putting up a big railroad. Excuse me. A big railroad with a that they've modeled at Soldier Field for the Chicago Bears charity fundraisers there. Those are just the layouts that are up. We're going to have some layouts on the floor. And then the other thing that's going to be really, really cool about the train show is that we are also going to have stuff to sell. I'm not sure if we're going to have some auction items or not, but we were talking about at least having a raffle item there. It's all fundraising for Prairie State Railroad that they're going to pass through and donate to George for his Eagle Scout Service Project fundraiser, or his Eagle Scout Service Project. He's trying to raise $7,500, maybe more now. We figured out we got to have a architectural engineer or architect or
stamp,
a structural engineer, a stamp that's going to cost. Oh, probably right now the going rate on a stamp from Menards for a structural engineer
costs half what the structure costs.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So,
hi Jaden.
All right, where are we at? We got Megan. Is there a Jaden say we miss George? I miss George too. I'm sure you guys for the last hour were probably getting bored listening to me chitter chatter up here, but thanks for having you here. Rose Jewel Railroad wants to know,
does the boy speak? Does the boy speak?
You gotta tell that story, George.
So when we were like when we were first doing streams, right? With the microphone quality was like really bad.
Oh my gosh. We were just down here trying to stay sane during the stay at home. We had our computer and we were using the microphone and the camera from our computer. We had it on shoe boxes.
So yeah, anyways, basically it was really bad and I was kind of quiet, and so we would do our streams and he'd always yell at me to speak up, right? And one stream we had this guy that came out. He's kind of he was cool.
He was kind of a curmudgeon with his comments.
He's like, and one of his comments was, "Does the boy speak?"
And I had to assure him all you need to do is just wind him up in the back, and that boy will speak and not stop talking, right?
Yeah, so you got there's certain subjects.
So hey, George wants to, or Megan wants to know, George did not miss me in math. You guys have math class together?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, did you miss her?
I did.
All right. Mr. Math Class. Iron Fox is here. Welcome to the stream, Iron Fox. Get that man a whistle. So I was told guys earlier that when George got here, I might have George line up some trains to run. And one of the requests, and maybe you can do that right now with this big rolling the Challenger in. All right. Well, we got 2 requests. One request was Norfolk Southern UP head-end run. So I was thinking maybe you get that Norfolk Southern dummy you got and put it on the Pacific Fruit Express train up here.
Okay, we gotta get another SD70 on there. It's I think when I was starting to stop and it was struggling.
Oh really?
Yeah, I can hook that up though.
Yeah. So that's the other one, and the other one is the GS4 that we got up here, George. People were wanting to see that one. Megan wants to know if you missed Jaden, huh? All right, Garrett. I'm sorry, man. No politics. Last warning. We're going to give you a timeout if you talk politics one more time. Let's see here. So Harry Henning wants to know what you guys have new with projects going on around the layout. Well, that's a really good question there.
Scenery, actually.
Let's see here. We've gotten to the point with our layout, which is really kind of neat, where we've got all of the things that we want. We've got the track plan all set up, and actually the track plan is working out really, really good. We've got it operating. We've got a double dog bone up over here, which is really neat. We've got, for those of you can't see the other side of the layout, it's just that loops on the other side. But the main functioning part of the layout is right here, where we've got an upper level dog bone and a lower level dog bone, as well as 2 reversing loops right around here. And one of the main things that I wanted to do as we were building this layout was to get this operating one, and then get it operating where it was nice and smooth and everything was going around really well. So we've got that set. So the next phase is this, and this is the phase that I'm not really good at, and that's doing all the scenery and everything like that. So that's what the next part of this is. And I think what I want to do is right here, I want to make a town right with some scenery. You can see it over here. We've got the Wally's gas. That one's kind of hiding back behind this big pine tree here. We've got the Wally's gas station. We've got a courthouse here. We've got the Mustang shop over there with the Mustang. Oh my gosh, the sign fell on that brand new 1964 Mustang.
Woo. Wait, actually?
Yeah,
Can't abuse a Mustang like that.
So anyway, that's the next part. I think is we're going to start putting some scenery. We're going to start over there. I've got some foam. My mom was the genius behind the scenery on my dad's layout. And if you haven't seen it, Lionel Nation Part 4 is
pretty sweet.
It's the greatest movie ever, isn't it,
The
George?
best.
George was a movie star before he even knew it.
I know. I made my premiere on TM Books, man. That was before I had the YouTube channel.
Right? Right?
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, he was on there. He was all excited about it. But
oh no,
my dad's layout is featured on my dad's layout is featured in Lionel Nation Part 5. Is it Part 4 or Part 5?
5.
I said 4 before, but it's Lionel Nation Part 5 is layout's featured, and make sure you go out and get that one.
George Woodrick's layout.
George Woodrick's feet, and George makes his acting debut in that. And you can see some of the beauty of my dad's layout in that. It's really, really. And my mom is the one that that's the genius behind that. So so it's Artie. We did discuss the Cab 3, and we actually had a really, really good discussion about that a couple weeks back. It was neat because you're going to have to check out the live stream a couple weeks back where we had my dad, myself, and George. We had 3 generations of trained people that were all talking about what they like best in command control systems and everything like that. It was a really interesting discussion, wasn't it?
Oh,
George
yeah.
wasn't a real big fan of the Cab 3, were you, George? Which was surprising to me because you're the next gen of us all.
I don't know. I just don't like controlling trains off my phone. And I think that $500 for a new remote system, $500 or more. I forget how much it was. And it was like $600, right?
Mhm.
$599. I think it's kind of ridiculous because, to be honest, I mean, this is perfectly fine. Running trains off your phone, in my opinion, is just kind of like ruining the fun. I don't know. Some people like it, but I don't. I just think that it's like, I just like it more to run it off the Cab 3, especially when you're buying or you're spending $600 for an operating system that essentially does the same thing as the Cab 3. You could buy it, or not a Cab 3, but a Cab 2. You could buy a Cab 2 for less. Maybe not now, since everybody's trying to mark them up so high.
Right.
And it's the same thing as the Cab 1. You know, you can get a Cab 1 for less than $100 right now. Where when these came out, people were going crazy trying to sell them. And so that's just kind of how I don't know. I like the Legacy Cab 2. That's what I roll with. Especially now, our layout does everything that the Cab 3 offers right now.
Yeah.
And more.
Well, it doesn't run the Bluetooth stuff.
Yeah, it does. We have the Lionel SES system, and we have the MTH DCS Wi-Fi app.
Okay, but the Lionel.
And it does run the Bluetooth stuff.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you're getting a lot of agreement around here that a lot of people don't like to use phones or tablets to control their stuff. I'm actually kind of surprised by that because I think that I've always thought that was kind of be the next phase of where this hobby was going to go.
Yeah, and I think it's something that the hobby will eventually move to, but I like having a dedicated remote for the trains. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I don't like using my phone for everything.
I tend to agree with that. I don't disagree with that. In fact, on one time when everything went to the phones, I went and I spent hundreds of dollars to buy all of the equipment and everything to hook up the legacy.
It's funny, right? So we bought the system, right?
Mhm.
And then we found out we had to buy an attachment for the system,
Right,
which is another
right.
$100. And then we found, what is going on? I would just leave it real quick. I'll finish the story. And then we found out we needed some special cables. That was another $50, right? And then we found out that it was out of date, so we had to upgrade.
Right.
It. And then after we upgraded it, we go to download the app. The app's $50 a pop. What?
Right.
So
Right.
we ended up spending probably about $400 on the whole.
And then come to find out George was running it. He's like, I don't really like this. I actually thought that was going to be it because, everyone's turning to their cell phones and spending a lot of time on their cell phones. And I thought, that's going to combine cell phones and train running.
Well, originally you bought it so all my friends could come over.
Right.
But then the app was $50. So it just kind of like ruined the.
Right.
Oh, and by the way, Pablo, you can run Bluetooth engines without a command base.
Right. Right.
Yes.
You were off your phone, right?
Yes, but you don't need a base.
Okay.
So you could run it off conventional
Right.
control.
Actually, that's what I think where the hobby is going to go is to that type of technology where it's just Bluetooth technology because that's there. It's really cheap right now. You can get Bluetooth and a Raspberry Pi computer, and that's just like cheap. I mean, the technology is there. The technology is awesome. The technology is cheap. Yeah. Jody Smith's in the house. Welcome to the stream there, Jody. Glad you could join us here on GFW Trains. And if you're joining us for the stream, welcome. If you're new around here, welcome to GFW Trains. This is George, otherwise known as GFW Trains. I'm Wally, otherwise known as the guy that takes GFW Trains places. He's next gen. I'm middle of the road gen. And we've got their third gen, OG George, who's probably watching on.
He's first gen.
He's not really first gen. I'd call him old gen because first gen has got to be like the standard gauge guys,
the
right?
Tin plate, the top hat tin plate dudes.
Right, but he's the generation. He's the generation where trains were the toy. That's the generation, like right now, Xbox. I would say video games are the toy of your generation. Maybe the toy of every generation moving forward. But trains, model trains, were the toy of his generation. And every generation before that, for that matter, at least when model trains were in existence. And it wasn't until, actually a little bit before me, probably I'd say about 10, 15 years before I was born. About 10 years before I was born, or 15 years when I was born, was when trains kind of came off the grid as being the train. And I was kind of in that I'm a child of the MPC era. So I grew up with MPC trains, and I love those trains. But there are a lot of people, while a lot of people love those trains, a lot of people say that was the worst part, or the worst ever with Lionel trains, and worst ever Lionel trains in the hobby. Welcome to the stream there, Lehigh River Subdivision. Glad you could join us tonight. Smash that like button to everybody if you haven't already. And if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button so George can eat some macaroni and cheese.
Got the hot Cheeto macaroni and cheese.
Hey, have you had the hot Cheeto macaroni and cheese yet?
I'm scared to try it. But I don't know if I'm going to like it or not.
Yeah, so I'm thinking you're getting a lot of people that are agreeing with you, George, about how the remotes and everything like that. So,
yeah. No, in my opinion, it's just a personal opinion. And to be honest, I think that it's probably something that they're gonna move away from. But
that's different though. They've since moved away from that. That was like their first gen of them going into the phone part of the hobby.
They have the Lionel Legacy app and then the Lionel Lion Chief app. And the Lion Chief app is free, and that's what you run all your the new Legacy engines off of now. The original Lionel Legacy engine, you could run like TNCC stuff, basically anything that was on the track. I think there's even an option to run conventional, but you had to spend another $500 to get the box.
Right. So Harry says, I personally like my 990 remote, but I do like that we'll be able to run all the Bluetooth and early radio controlled engines with with our 990 or phone, especially when having visitors here. I like that too, because I think that I've always thought that that's kind of a neat thing to just have an opportunity for people to download an app and get rolling on that. I did it the dumb like the way where I just bought a bunch of remotes. So we've got how many remotes have we got? We've got 8 remotes. Total.
Yeah, but that too. But we have it set up so we can run we could have it. People, I mean, our layout right now. What you have set up for the layout does everything that the Cap 3 offers, plus the MTH, right?
Right.
I mean, you have it set up so we can run conventional trains on the remote. We have 9 remotes. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, I think that we have no reason to get the Cap 3.
Oh, I tend to agree with that. So, hey, Charlie26 here. Welcome to the stream, Charlie. Get that man a whistle. Charlie, we got to have you here running trains on the Yes Railroad here in the GFW Trains Worldwide studio. We talked about wanting to get you to do that, and haven't had a chance to get you over. So, want to do that? Oh man, James, put something up in the chat. Oh, here we go. James says that our layout does more than the Cab 3.
He's right. I mean, I guess it's yeah, he's right.
Why is that, George?
Well, we have it set up right now, so it does the Bluetooth, it does the legacy, it does DCS, it does the DCS Wi-Fi, and it does the line out Wi-Fi.
Yep.
Which the Cab 3 had, and the other thing is too, right? You're spending $500 or $600 on a base,
right? See the Amtrak,
and they're like, yeah, you can use your legacy remote, but it doesn't have a dedicated remote. You know what I mean?
Right. TYNC Productions, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. So we were talking with Humanity. He got a Lionel set, and he doesn't know what to do with it, George. So I suggested, and he was kind of game for it. I like this. And having a joint live stream with us and Humanity Junction. Have a joint live stream where he opens up the box in the set, and we help him show him how to run it.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that would be a neat live stream. Definitely. Let's see. So Randall, I'm behind on this again, guys. Says not sure I totally agree with George with that. Not sure I would totally agree with that, George. At least for the foreseeable future, anyway. I think straight DC and starter DCC trains will be available for some time.
What do you mean, like? I guess yeah. With the prices, yeah. I guess it will be like the market that they're trying to proceed has no interest in spending $600 on a base. Heck, I have no interest in spending that much on a base. I don't think you do either.
Right? Well, I mean, if it's cool, I'm a sucker for cool train things, man. I don't care.
Yeah, but
especially Gee Whiz train things. If that base,
you could buy 2 starter sets for that.
All right, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Right? I am going to go over to somebody's house who's got the Cab 3. It's going to be the first person that I see that's got a Cab 3. Right? I'm going to download an app or whatever to talk to them. I'm going to drive the train. And I'm like, I got to have it. I got to have a Cab 3. That's exactly what's going to happen, dude. Exactly what's going to happen.
I don't know. I just think that, I don't know. It's overpriced and it's just not, I don't know. I just don't like it. Actually, that's not true. I have nothing wrong with it. I just don't. What we have now is fine. You know?
So Artie brings up a good point. He says the MTH app seems to work good for both MTA and most of the line-up trains that I have. And I guess they all seem to like that app, but to each their own. No, that's true. That is true. It is a really, really good app, and you can download that app for free, and we can run trains on this layout with that app because we've got the Wi-Fi and everything like that. You make a very good point.
And Lionel's line chief locomotives, they're starting to go the way, I guess, more of a command way. All of their newer line chief locomotives, you can run multiple on the same track. It's not conventional control anymore. Does that make sense?
Right.
which is cool. I guess it's being able to run trains on the same track. Being able to run multiple trains on the same track is really cool. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that I guess the way they're doing that, I think that with the Bluetooth stuff and like the Lion Chief and all of that, that's like probably some of the smartest choices ever, because like that was the coolest part about the command, is running two trains on the same track, which you're able to do now without buying a command base.
Agreed.
And you're able to do that now with all the modern legacy engines. If you buy a modern legacy engine, it has a little Bluetooth symbol on it. You're able to download an app on your phone and run trains from your phone with all the features that you would have with the legacy remote.
Right.
Without having to spend the price for a legacy remote.
Right. So, hey, George, this is a good question. Rose Guerrero says, can you explain how you can run MTH and Lionel command? Really new to command here. Or do you want me to answer that one?
I got it. So Lionel, in my opinion, Lionel's command system is a lot simpler than MTH's.
I would agree with that.
It's pretty straightforward. I mean, if you read the directions,
but it's also a lot more limited.
We'll get to that.
All right.
So if you read the directions, it does everything that you need to operate a really cool railroad and operate with your friends, right? Basically all you do is you have the base, you hook it up, plug it in, then there's this little black wire that you put to the ground, and you're basically good to go, right? Where with a DCS, it's a lot more complicated, I guess. I'm used to hooking up command bases. I'm pretty good at it, you know, where when we first got our DCS system, it took us probably 3 days to figure out how to set it up.
Right.
To run.
And we had to wire the layout specifically for it so that we would have a good signal throughout.
Yes. And I blew like 3 or 4 fuses?
Well, yeah. But that was, yes.
But
we were trying to run 2 power bricks through it.
But still, I mean, like.
It's like 32 volts.
That's how much the car battery. That's more than the car battery.
36 volts.
We
were trying to run through. We're lucky that thing still works. George got. Oh no, that's not it. Was it 36 volts? It was 360 watts.
Like a car battery.
Oh my god! So George took 280 watt bricks, line out bricks, wired them together. And I hooked the wired together bricks into this poor TIU.
Turned it on and it ran. It ran really well until the
until it did it.
No, until it came up, it sparked and then it like stopped working.
Oh my god! And we didn't know this, but there are fuses inside it.
Thankfully,
right? Oh my gosh!
So if you plan on running a lot of power, you know that's the way to go.
Oh my gosh! So Geodot's asking, can you run a Lion Chief engine on conventional control?
I don't think so. I think you have to have the remote.
You know, you can. So the way that they sell the Lion Chief engines usually are with the remote. And if they're in a set, they generally just have the bricks that you can operate on the remote. But if you have a remote or a transformer, that's the word I'm looking for. The transformer, you can operate the amount of voltage that gets to the engine, just like any other engine.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Let's check it out. You want to check it out?
I don't think it.
All right, we've got one Lion Chief engine, and we're going to see if this works. Yeah, you're right, 1-800-Clyde. There is a steep learning curve on all this stuff, and then sometimes you don't use it, and then they come off the track. No, don't lend George any more Power Masters. Something will explode. So this is, if you guys have never seen the 99, this is the GFW Trains 99 right here.
So when you put it up to a transformer and you turn the power on, it'll just beep. It won't move.
All right, try and roll it through there. Turn it off. The light was still on when you turned it off. Oh. George is right. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
So you need the remote.
Yeah, so you need to have that remote with that.
What the heck?
Uh-oh. One of the couplers on the Union Pacific set keeps coming off. Hey, there he is, OG George. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. We're wondering if you guys are around. There's some regulars that we hadn't seen on, and you are the most regular of the regulars that we haven't seen on.
Been on every stream.
Smash that like button. Good to have you here. If you don't know, OG George is the original generation Trainiac here, the 3-gen train family of the Werdericks. We've got OG George, who's the first one. We call him OG because he's the original George. Then we've got me, who's the middle of the sandwich, holding it all together. And we've got George, which is the next gen Trainiac. So that's the three of us. Welcome to the stream, Dad. We've been talking about a lot of stuff. Oh, James Trains. This is good, George. I bet you didn't know this. Says that there's a switch on the bottom that says trans and remote. You can turn it off. So somewhere on there. It's somewhere on there, boys and girls. Oh, and there's Grandma Anita. Good to have you here. Wondering if you guys are going to show up tonight. Hopefully we get Mommy Lulu and Mommy Yaya on. Haven't seen them yet.
I saw
either.
Mommy Yaya.
Oh, we saw Mommy Yaya earlier. That's right. That's right. So OG George says just got back from a big dinner at Disney World. They went over there to California Grill tonight, which is a really fun spot.
That's pretty cool. All I see is smoke and chuff, James. I can't really see
Our
it.
camera doesn't give real good close-ups. Maybe it's on the
It's
the-
not on the
the
tender.
tender.
There's nothing on the tender.
Okay. Conrail Nut says, what happened to the request? All right. As soon as George puts this one away, you can get out that Norfolk Southern and put it on the front of that train with the
Does it have to be on the front?
1851. It can be anywhere on there, George. I just figured it'd be easiest to put it on the front.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna change that.
All right. That 1851's been running like a champ, but it's getting hot, so he's gonna take that off. Yeah, yep. Heath, going back to Disney would be a good thing to do. In fact, George and I, or if George doesn't do it, I'm definitely doing it. There used to be a railroad there at the campground, and George and I found the remnants of that railroad, and I've always wanted to. George and I have done a couple of neat videos of train things that they've got there at Walt Disney World. We did one a long time ago. It was one of our very first videos of the Garden Railroad that they have outside of the German pavilion at Epcot. That one was a fun one. Another one that we did was the behind the scenes railroad shop tour at the Walt Disney World, and we took some video footage and we did a really, really neat video with that one. And then the third one that we did that was really neat. A lot of people don't know about this, but in the Wilderness Lodge, in the area which is the vacation club section, there's a room that's a railroad room there, and they've got some of Walt Disney's actual trains that he used for the Carrollwood and Pacific Railroad.
Wasn't that the first video we did together?
No.
It was one of the first, though. I know it was like really early on.
Yeah. So yeah, that Carrollwood and Pacific room is really, really neat. It's got a lot of really neat Walt Disney stuff. But where I was going with this is we're going to be staying, George and I are going to be going down there in a couple of weeks to Walt Disney World, and we're going to be staying at the campground, the Fort Wilderness. By the way, see you around, T4. Thanks for hanging out with us when you could. We'll see you around the roundhouse. Don't let the caboose hit you on the way out. So where I was going with this is that at the campground, when they first opened the campground in 1973, they actually had a train that ran through the campground, and it was really, really cool. They had that running for a couple of years, but the costs on it got too high, and so they had to just move on to doing other things. So anyhow, they took most of the train out, but there's still some remnants of the train around the Fort Wilderness campground. And I think that when we go down there in a couple of weeks, I want to try and take some footage of the different areas where the train's at and show everybody the remnants of the abandoned train at the Fort Wilderness Campground. In fact, George and I know one spot where if you go back into the woods, you can still see the tracks. There's a track that runs, literally, the track rolls through or goes through a tree where the tree is grown around the train tracks. So
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So Garrett, let's see here. Garrett, I don't even know who Atomic Betty is. Sorry about that. George, you know who Atomic Betty is?
No, I don't.
Yep. Conrail nuts, don't head out just yet. George is putting together that head end train that you want up over here. So hang on just a little bit. It's right off the other seat. It's this PFE train, but the head end of it is exactly what you request. Looks like he's got a Norfolk Southern Wabash Heritage unit, and he's got, is that a -9, the Norfolk Southern?
Yeah.
Here it comes. So James, Milwaukee Road James Trains wants me to tell you about the 3K idea. His idea for 3,000 subscribers is to have everybody take the footage of GFW train stuff and make music videos out of them. We'll choose the music video that we like best and feature that on GFW Trains channel 1, and then 2, give him a shirt. I really like that idea. That was a good one. So we're going to have to discuss that a little bit more. In fact, we're buying some more shirts. This is cool. We've got the Teespring link down below if you're interested in buying a shirt. But we're going to be having some shirts. We're going to have shirts up at GFW Train Fest. Maybe one of my mods, J-Mod, or actually 2 J-Mods. We got 2 J-Mods up there. One of my J-Mods hit that link up there. But we've got GFW Train Fest, which is going to be George's train show. Up top, buddy. Oop, didn't even get
my
that
engineering teacher wants to go with his son.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you give him a flyer?
I didn't have one.
All right, well, we'll get you a flyer to give your engineering teacher.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. So GFW Trains Fest is going to be a fundraiser for George's Eagle Scout Service Project. And it's going to be a train show right here in Yorkville at the American Legion, April 24th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Going to be really, really cool. We're going to have 3 really nice layouts, like modular layouts that are there. Let me tell you about one. It's the Valley Model Railroad. The Valley Model Railroad's got a awesome layout. And I'm going to tell you it's unique because a good friend of mine named Jim actually built I'm going to get yelled at here. A CTC, traffic control system. Whatever.
I don't know
He's got a traffic control system exactly like the real thing with remote controls. And it's an HO layout, and there are blocks on it, and he teaches people how to run the trains on the blocks. So it's really kind of neat.
Yeah, it is really cool. That's probably I grew up running trains on that layout.
Right. And then the other one, there was another one that George grew up running trains on, which is I know it's no offense to James, but it is got to be our favorite modular layout, right? And that's
the modular layout.
And that is the Midwest Division of the Train Collectors Association's modular layout. They're going to be there. They're going to be displaying. And then we're going to have a layout there at GFW Train Fest that was featured for the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field for Chicago Bears charity, set up by Jim Myris and Denny Roche, which is going to be good. And also, I think we're going to have some floor layouts, right?
Yeah.
Not only that, but we're going to have a garage sale with a lot of
we're going to have floor layout.
Okay. Well, maybe more than one. We'll see what the space dictates, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of space, and we've got our buddy. In fact, he was just on here, right? Charlie, from what I understand, is going to be setting up a floor layout.
Yep.
So Iron Fox wants to know what your Eagle Scout project is, George.
So my Eagle Scout project is going to be a 12x24 pavilion-style train station at the Prairie State Railroad Club. It's for my 7.5 gauge railroad club. It's basically going to go on the station area of the railroad, and it's going to make the area look more presentable while also being a area for the passengers to load and unload on the railroad. It's gonna be really cool. Currently in the fundraising stage, and
yes, we are.
In
the permitting stage too.
Oh yeah. The permitting stage starts stamps. But yeah, so it's gonna be really cool. So far, yeah, we've
So that's at in Big Rock at Plowman's Park,
yeah,
and you've got to raise. You're trying to raise about $7,500, maybe even more for that.
yeah.
So you've got a lot of neat things that you're doing for fundraising. One, he's asking for friends and family and people in the community, the railroad community, and I think that Jerry J-Mod just put up a link that'll tell you a little bit about not only the project if you want to go there, but there's also a good place to donate. So you've got friends and family that you're asking, including this link. What are the other things that you're doing, George?
So I'm asking friends and family. I also have including the link, and I also am having a train show, which we've been talking a lot about, which is going to be really cool. We're going to have 4 really cool layouts there, while also just kind of having some items to sell there, and it's just going to be a great time. We've got a lot of interest in it, which is really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to hosting it. That one I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
one.
I am too. It's something that you've always wanted to do. Like since you were a little kid.
When I was little, I used to take my Thomas Wooden trains and I'd set up different layouts and act like it was a train show in the living room.
And also you put out display stuff and
I
act like
tried
you're
to
selling.
sell it. Yeah, I sold my mom a caboose one time.
Yes, you did, but then you wanted it back.
No, it's still in you guys' bathroom.
It's in our bathroom?
Yeah, it was like in the little tray thing. It's the red Pennsylvania one that was there for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one. I got 75 cents for that bad boy.
Dang,
Yeah,
that's good stuff right there.
And then you gave me a check for the same caboose. I sold it to you.
I gave you a check. Nice. Did you ever cash it?
Nope, it was blank. I could have put whatever I wanted on there.
Dang, nice.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I kept that for a really long time. I don't know where I put it, but it's somewhere in my room. And then for the other one of the other fundraisers, I'm having an open house June 11th at the Prairie State Railroad Club. It's going to be a really cool community event for everybody to come out and enjoy the Prairie State Railroad Club.
At Big Rock?
At Big Rock.
Plowman's Park?
Plowman's Park in Big Rock, Illinois. Basically, it's going to be like a kind of a picnic day where we give train rides to everybody while also asking for donations. Because in my mind, it's a lot easier to donate to something where you actually know what's going on instead of being like, hey, can you give me money? So it's just gonna be really cool. It's gonna be a fun day, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Good night. By the way, good night, Garrett. Glad you could join us. Yeah, no, and it's been something that you've really wanted to do for a long time, right? Oop, everybody take a drink. There we go. Back with the yawns.
Yeah, lost of words. Yeah,
I've wanted to do it for a while.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. We've done a lot of similar events at the Prairie State Railroad Club, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun time. But yeah, hopefully we can raise the necessary funds to finish the project.
We're trying. Any dollar that you can pledge, any dollar that you can give would certainly help. Okay, hit that link below. Where's that? Get one of our banner or one of our. There's a link down below in the description section there. So somebody, another drink, everybody, if you're playing the game. Well, that's good, Charlie. We might need to talk. Charlie knows an architect, he says, George.
Oh, give us a stamp.
We need a stamp. We need to get an architect stamp on our plans because it's so here's the problem. So we're going to build this structure out of a kit from Menards, right, George?
Yeah.
So George submitted the design to Kane County to have their approval, and it was rejected because they said that since it's in a public area, they're treating it as a public park. They're treating it as a commercial structure, and because of that, we need to have an architect or a structural engineer stamp on our plans, which is really kind of stinky. Ooh, another yawn. There we go.
Yeah, it is kind of stinky, but I mean, we try to. Yeah, it's it's really been a roadblock in the project, hasn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But
So
hopefully we're able to make our way around that, and yeah.
cool. Charlie says he wants you to send him any updated details about the show so they can put it in the newsletter. Charlie, when's the next newsletter coming out? And answer that. And JMod Boxcar Jerry says, George, will you do updates on how much you need to reach your goal? Well, right now we probably need right now without the permitting, and the architect quote through Menards was quoted at $2,600, and before that the number was $7,500. So hopefully I don't know. We'll see how the architect thing plays out. We got the structure engineer thing. I think that George is going to have to be putting on his begging hands and going out and see if he can find a structure engineer to do it for free. To do it for free. But he's got about $3,800 of that already, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So George has raised
$3,800 guaranteed. We've also, by other people, have said that they'd give money as well, including the Prairie State Railroad Club.
Right.
We just haven't received a check yet. So,
right. So we've got $3,800 on that one, and climbing. In fact, the Midwest Division of the TCA, thank them a lot. We're members of the Train Collectors Association. Love the Train Collectors Association. And the Midwest Division is our general area from around here. And they graciously donated how much money to your project, George?
$1,000.
Wow, that's quite the donation from those guys. Thanks so much to that, huh?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And that's neat. That's one of the best parts about the Train Collectors Association is the group feeling, the club feeling of it, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it was great. It was great. I mean, it was really cool going up there and giving my pitch for the funds. And yeah.
But you've been going your whole life.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. I mean, it was really comforting to know that.
It was cool. You know, it was like a reaffirmation. That it's like, yep, George is our guy, right? It was not even, you weren't even expecting. You were thinking like maybe $200 or $300, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they gave me it was really cool. It was really, really cool. But yeah.
So, welcome to the stream there, Bear Creek Woodworking. Give him a whistle there. I'm glad that everybody's hanging around. We're chatting trains, talking trains. Thanks for joining us this evening. If you're just joining us and you're new around here, this is George, otherwise known as GFW Trains. I'm Wally, known as the guy that takes GFW Trains places. And
sorry.
You can tell George is fading. It's been a long day, huh?
Yeah, it has. But yeah.
Smash that like button. You got it. And
Syed.
the other J mod, MJ mod, Milwaukee mod. Yeah. And Garrett, we don't want to leave you out. We can say hi to you. And we got a whistle for you. How's that one? Grandpa says his proverbial check's in the mail. Right on. So Boxcar Jerry is asking if you talked with Menards about helping out with the project. Yes. And from my understanding, Menards, they're not, they get so many requests that it's something that they aren't going to help out with that. And again, yeah. In fact, we're really surprised when they came back and said that in order to build the project, even though it's a kit from Menards, it's already built, already designed everything through them, that we're going to need to get a $2,600 structural engineer stamp through them. So our next phase, or George's next phase, is to start asking some structural engineers in Kane County to see if they'll do it for a reduced rate or pro bono. So, yeah. So Iron Fox, that would be cool. I think that would be really neat if you could come out to the train show and help. You can either help out in your capacity as a scout running things, or I think that didn't you join the Iron Fox? Did you join the TCA?
I think he's talking about DuPage.
Oh, Yeah, are you talking? I think he's talking about
Both, I guess.
your train show. He's been talking about that all
Oh,
along.
really? He
But
texted
he's
me-
talking about DuPage too. I
Yeah.
hope to see you there too. Because
He texted me today and asked me about that. So I think that's what I thought. That's what he was saying.
Right. Artie Fufkin is saying, "Hey George, how do you find time between school, baseball, scouts, and stuff?"
I don't.
Well, that's why he's always yawning, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Never any downtime. But yeah. Yeah.
So Bob's O-Gate train says if you flip the switch to trans instead of remote, Line Chief 2.0 will work via the transformer. I'm not sure, but we'll have to check out the GFW Trains 99 and see if we're missing a switch. I don't think we are, but that might not be 2.0. That might be 1.0. Yeah. So, there you go. Another Garrett, see, your birthday is coming up. When's your birthday? So is mine. Right around the corner, man. Mine's the Ides of March 15th. When's yours?
Yeah.
So Iron Fox says, oh, and about the other train show you're doing, when and where is that? I think that's the open house, George.
So the open house is going to be June 24th. I said June 24th. April 24th.
No. That's when the train show is going to be.
Yeah, isn't that what he's talking about?
The other train show.
The open house?
Yes.
Oh.
So the train show is April 24th, and the open house is June 11th.
Yeah. Oh, I just said put train show, so that's what
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm all confused, guys. You're right. You guys are right. So he's talking about the other train show you're doing. The other train show I think he's talking about is DuPage.
So, sorry. So DuPage is or Sunday, every first Sunday of the month. It's at.
No, I think that he's just asking about you being at DuPage.
Oh yeah, we're gonna try and go, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, and George will definitely be at GFW Train Fest, right?
Yo, yeah. It'd be kind of stupid if I wasn't, right? But yeah, we're gonna be there definitely. Yeah.
So Golden Pooh Bear Williams, welcome to the stream. I'm glad this is the first comment that you've made. And if you've been here all along, thanks for joining us on Fast Friday. And if you're just coming through the door, smash that like button. In fact, everybody is here. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Says good video. Hope you'll reach your goal. To Garrett, who watches this, hello. And yes, I like Trump. All right. So much for the the no political comments, huh?
Yep.
So Artie Fufkin saying, will you guys be at the DuPage show on Sunday? And that's what I thought that these guys were talking about. Yes, we are going to be there on Sunday. In fact, we're going to be handing out flyers for GFW Train Fest over there. That's the whole reason why we're going, because I think that might be the only paper that I have in my pocket. I've got $5 to my name. Will that even get me in the door, George?
I don't know. Yeah, might have to squeeze Mr. Minetti out of some cash. But yeah.
All right. So Iron Fox to straighten this out, was asking about the show you were running and where that is. So the show that George is doing, GFW Train Fest, is on April 24th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Yorkville American Legion, and there's the address right there. That's the one that he's doing, and the open house that he is doing is going to be at at Big Rock, in Big Rock at Plowman's Park on the Prairie State Railroad, and that's going to be on June 11th from 10 until 3 p.m.
Yeah, so it's gonna be really cool. Very excited for it.
Yeah. Harry Henning says we'll be going to the York show in April. We'll be setting up in the Orange Hall.
Fortunately, we won't be able to go.
I know, but we got the other York.
Yes.
Bill.
But yeah, hopefully if we go in the near future, hopefully we'll be able to meet up. That'd be great.
Yeah, but we couldn't make it out there for this time. Harry, you're gonna have to take some good video of it. So tell us more about that the video that you got upcoming with Lionel. That sounds like it's a really cool one.
It does sound really cool.
So he was putting some stuff on there about a live stream that he's going to be doing with Lionel. Hopefully he'll put some more stuff on here.
Oh, that's cool. It's really cool.
So Iron Fox says, yeah, I'll have to find out and join the club, and I will go. TCA, all right. All right. You don't even have to join the club, though, to go to the Yorkville Train Show.
Yeah.
GFW Train Fest, the other Yorkville.
Bill. We got GFW Train Fest and then Yorkville
Train Show.
Train Show. That's right.
Yep. The other York. And that one, yeah. But we're not going to, unfortunately, be able to make it out in April. So, but we got all of our memories from the last time. But we spent all of our money.
Our wallets have memories too.
What's that?
Our wallets have memories
Our
too.
wallets have memories.
They're nice and full.
And then
they weren't.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
So, like I said, you're going to have to come back and give us all of the tales of all of the deals and everything that happened there at York.
Yeah. Yep.
So Isaiah Hawkins says, unfortunately, I'm going to have to miss the Yorkville and April York Train Show, but I'll be there in October. So he's missing both York and Yorkville. So let's talk about the Train Collectors Association, George. So the TCA, that's a club you've belonged to for your whole life, right?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a pretty.
What are some of your favorite things that you've done in the Train Collectors Association? Actually, before you answer that, think about that one, right? I'm going to talk about the Train Collectors Association a little bit. So the Train Collectors Association is a nationwide club of between 30,000 and 40,000 members on the train. Do you want to go upstairs, dude? George looks like he's about ready to pass out. So he's had a long day. I'm telling you what, George, I just want you to go upstairs. It's better than everybody saying that you look like you're about ready to die to me later because of they're watching the show and seeing you look like this.
Sure.
So why don't you go upstairs and you go to sleep right now?
All right.
Is it all right?
All right.
So there we go, guys. Actually, say good night, everybody, George.
See everybody. I'll see you guys next week. Yeah.
So I'll take the captain's chair back here. Yep, there you got it there, Jerry. So the Train Collectors Association's a nationwide club of train collecting enthusiasts and operators and everything like that. And we enjoy it. There's divisions or they've got clubs, like smaller parts of the club called divisions all the way around the country. So we belong to the Midwest Division, and the Midwest Division is a great group of guys right here in the Chicagoland area. And we do all kinds of neat train stuff together, from running a modular group to doing ride-on trains. We go to baseball games. We go to the Illinois Railroad Museum. Lots of neat things. Hey, Radar Diddy, I'm glad to hear that you just joined the TCA. You got it, apples and oranges. I'm back to being the captain again. So, and Bloomer 115, thanks for all of the kind words. You know, we just do this because we love hanging out with friends. We love being on the internet and the show or talking about trains and hanging out on Friday with everybody here. It's good stuff. So George reached his expiration limit there on the day today. He's had a busy day, got up early, did school, and then did his baseball practice. And boy, he looked he was starting to glaze over there. I was asking him questions, and he'd have thought I was. So yeah, George needs to get some Z's, that's for sure. Yeah. So you get some rest there, big guy. Get some rest. So yeah, the train collector's been a lot of fun, and I have to tell you, I was really, really pleased that when George gave up there, and it's a tough crowd, you know. He gave up. It went up in front of over 100 people there, and talked about his eco project, and was hoping that they might give a nice small donation. And boy, I'll tell you what, those guys were super, super generous, and gave George a really, really nice donation, and we thanked him for that. So I like this. Walkie Road James says, all right, George is trying to sleep. Now he blasts LaGrange. How. Pick the mid. saying if I'm the captain, does that make George Tennille? Only when I wear my captain's hat. I want to get one of those captain's hats. Captain? Bloomer, thanks again for the kind words. And I agree. I really enjoy the bi-weekly Hennings show as well. He's got a neat one, and I am happy that he could join us and talk trains with us this evening because you know what? We've got a great group here. It's just so fun, a great group of people, great time sharing trains and everything like that. And it's such a neat hobby. It's so fun. And I'm going to give my speech again. You know, we all as hobbyists here, and I know you guys all know this as well as I am. Sometimes it's kind of a lonely hobby, and the fact that you've got your trains, and it's not like baseball or basketball or something like that where you can go over to your neighbor's house and play in the driveway or do anything like that. Oftentimes it's something that we do alone. It's something that even though we've got all of this stuff, it's something that we want to share. And that's where this community is really cool. It gives us all a forum and all an opportunity to share. And not only that, we can do it so that we can see each other's trains. We can talk to each other. It's really neat. And I just would, again, like to ask everybody to make sure that you always keep that in the back of your head and keep that synergy going because it is so neat. It kind of seemed like it started to roll when the stay-at-home happened, and it's still rolling, and it's really I think that it has pushed the hobby into a new stratosphere, at least in terms of the last couple of decades of people being excited about trains. So please keep this this going, and please keep I think this is only going to make the hobby better. So watch each other's channel, support each other, and I think, you know what, this is a great group, and I appreciate that. So Harry, the first York that you meet, this past York meet was the first one they met since 1973. So bummed not to go this past October. Well, we missed you out there because we had the best time for all of the people that were out there from this community. We had a GFW Trains tailgate party. And let me tell you, that was a good time. We had lots of people roll through there. We had visits from the TCA president, the TCA vice president, all kinds of fun YouTubers were out there, and we just kicked back and relaxed. And it was a place to go in between the comings and goings in the hall and in the halls, and everybody could drop off their trains. We had 2 motorhomes there, and we had a great time. We spent a lot of money to get the motorhomes out there, and we spent a lot of money once we were out there on the food. We had lots of good food, and people even brought food. We had root beer. Good times. And I'm glad that we could bring a neat, fun segment of the YouTube community come together so that we could all meet face to face. And that was probably, I've been to a lot of Yorks throughout my life growing up, and that was probably my favorite one because we were doing that all, we were putting that all together and just having a great time doing that. So, hey, Gus Hadley, lunatic from Marno, thanks for coming in. We George was out, and then he was in, and now he is out again. He was a little bit tired over there, but he had baseball practice, so he came back. We got 39.85, and what's the other one here? I want to try to get you a whistle here. 76. Nope, that's not it. 76. There we go. Got your whistle on old 39.76 over here. So, all right. So I lost my place. So yeah, you know, my dad brings up a good point when we're talking about trains. He says, Jody and all you guys, just the thought of you, if you can do without the command stuff, you can get some really nice post-war for, you can get post-war stuff that's really nice. It's bulletproof, and it's a fraction of the cost of some of the new command control stuff. And you can do a lot with post-war too. This must be the comment that he is talking about. George, I know that if Line wants to keep people in the hobby and attract new people, $1,000 for some line chipsets isn't the way to do it. And agreed. But that's, again, there's so different kind of segments of the hobby that you can get into. And while we've got the electronics that cost $1,000, you can buy some beautiful post-war engines, again, that are bulletproof and been around for years, and you can keep running. Cake a licking, keeps on ticking. That's takes a licking, keeps on ticking. So yes, did you see it? We were talking about that earlier. Lionel Nation Part 5. Did you see little George in there too? That was the video that my dad's layout was on. My dad and my mom and I, and with the help of a couple of friends, we built that layout, and super proud of it. It was featured in Lionel Nation and a couple of other videos, as well as magazines. And one day when this layout grows up, hopefully it'll be a lot like his on in a magazine or something like that. But yeah, that was really fun to do on that Lionel Nation, and always going to be a neat legacy of the Word Rickson trains. And if you look at that, you can see little George. He's in there too. He was just a little tick. I want to say he was about 4 or 5 years old when he was on that one. Yeah, but it was really neat. The guys from TM Books came over, and it was a couple of them, including Tom McComas, and got a chance to show them the layout, show them around, show them the collection of trains that my dad has. And then they got in the other room and just started taking videos, all kinds of different trains, different things operating on the layout. Interviewed all of us, including myself. That might be my train related video debut, where I was on there just, hey man, again, sharing the excitement of trains, Oh, all right. So, yeah, if you're just coming into the stream, we've got a couple of different train sets that we got. We got up top, we've got our Norfolk Southern UP consist with the 1851 Mopec Heritage unit here. Then we've got behind it the 1877 Wabash unit. And then behind that, we've got our Norfolk Southern -9. So we've got a cool consist here. I think that's a -9. I might be wrong on that. James, you're my guy on that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, yeah, that's a -9. No need to correct me. I'm on this one. That's definitely a -9. That's what we got going up here with George's his PFE train. He's really proud of that PFE train. And then down below, we have got two Challengers running. We got 3985, and then we've got 3977. Not 3977. Greyhound Challenger 3976 rolling around down there. So that's a good one. So well, here's the cool thing, Randall, is I think, oh, I missed, hold on a second. All right. So Randall Ellison says, I think this is a discussion we need to have, Wally. Are we as model train enthusiasts asking too much from these manufacturers on all scales, and thus driving the prices into the stratosphere? That is a good question there. That's a good question. And this is the one I was looking for here, though. Gus, yeah, hopefully one day we'll get our layout into classic toy trains. That would be kind of cool. But we are friends with the editor over there at Classic Toy Trains, and I believe he is the senior editor. So we've got Hal Miller and then Roger Karp that were good friends over there. Met Hal, hang out with him at York, and had a good time with him. And then we've known Roger for years, and I think they're going to be helping out and with some publicity, or we talked to them, or we communicated with them this week about. That one came apart there. Give me a second here. But we talked with Hal about possibly getting some assistance or some attention through Trains Magazine or Classic Toy Trains for the GFW Train Fest. So I always thought that was really neat. But looping the conversation around back to what we've been talking about with Randall Ellison and Jody Smith, says George, but I'm sure there are people who are willing or that are saying that some Lion Chief sets $300 whenever Lion Chief sets are almost 1,000. The quality is no better or worse. There's just a major price jump. Yeah, and again, that's a manufacturer problem, and I think that hopefully that gets sorted. One of the things that scared me was that it doesn't really scare me in a sense, but competition breeds success or breeds good product. And when Lionel and MTH were both in it, they both had to continually strive to update their product. And when the announcement was made that MTH wasn't going to be making trains anymore, it was actually kind of sad to me, because then I thought, well, then there isn't going to be a competitor with Lionel. And I'm not saying I like MTH better or I like Lionel better, but I like the fact that there were two manufacturers were there, because they always had to be pushing one guy or the other guy to make sure that the hobby was cutting edge. And not only that, but that prices were low, and that if one raised prices too high, then the other one would get, for the same product, then the other one would get the market share of the product. So when MTH went away, and I know that there were other manufacturers out there, you had Atlas and Bachman and everything like that, but those were the two main manufacturers. And MTH, that was kind of sad. Although as I understand it, they're still producing stuff, and they didn't quite go away in the way that we talked about it. But they I was fearful of that. But then the other one that's coming on the scene, which is kind of neat, albeit I think that they have got some issues in terms of their quality control, is I think it's really neat that Menards is coming online and starting to produce the things through Menards, and I think that they'll be a real powerhouse in the hobby for years to come. So Randall, I have no idea. I don't know Tony, and I don't know Tony Cook or Harry Wong from Model Railroad News and Model Railroad Craftsman, but I would love that would be really cool if I could get them over and hang out with them and share some iced tea, and we could run trains on the layout and share my layout. If one of these days, if you know how I could get in touch with them, I would. I'd love to invite them over. And Gus, I'm with you, man. I miss K-Line. K-Line had had a nice product at a reasonable price. That's for sure. They had nice detailed trains. In fact, this Hudson over my shoulder, it's a beautiful piece. You can't only see the tender over here because the big boy is hiding it. But that's a K-Line Hudson. It's a scale Hudson. And man, oh man, that is one of the nicest looking engine. And it was command control at a time when command control prices were escalating. And the price point when they brought that out, I want to say, was around $550 or $570 bucks. So Milwaukee Road James says, K-Line, the line that stole stuff. Well, hey, you got to do something to keep your prices down. And that they did. I guess I don't know what they did, but I know that they were sued, and they ended up having to settle the lawsuit and pay money to settle the lawsuit. And again, well, I don't know what happened, and I don't know if they stole stuff, but you can just connect the dots with that particular picture. Getting sued, paying out a settlement on the lawsuit. But I know that the lawsuit was over electronics and sound systems and everything like that, when they didn't have the money to develop them themselves. That they did, from what I understand, there was some reverse engineering that was done on that, and where they would just take the electronics and the sophistication of that and incorporate it into their own stuff. James Train says, the next time I come over, let me take a look at those in Menards or like at that Menards F3. I think you all were doing something wrong. Oh my God, James, stop it. Stop it. Everyone on there who makes those comments acts like I don't know what I'm doing. Come on, man. Come on. All right. So you're right, Randall. And when Scale Trains came on board for their the S gauge stuff, they definitely had S scale buzzing, because again, keep that rolling as far as having multiple manufacturers. Or from what I understand with the S, I don't think other than Lionel there are any manufacturers. So, okay, cool, Randall. I appreciate you sending that to Tony. That would be awesome. And yeah, Weaver's made some nice stuff. We were just kind of talking before he came online. There was a piece that James Trains had on here last week. That's not Weaver, but he's got this beautiful MTH Royal Hudson that he's upgraded, and it's really, really nice. And after I saw that, I got inspired and went out and started looking at some Weaver Royal Hudsons on eBay, and that's something that's in my sight. I don't know when it's going to be, but sooner opposed to later that I'm probably going to get on that. Jody, I kind of believe that Mike Wolf was pressured by Lionel for why he resigned from MTH, because remember years ago with a lawsuit between K-Line and Lionel. Jody, I don't know. I think I think Mike finally just got to the point where he was ready to be done with Trains. He's had a good run with Trains. I think that, and from what I understand, there's a couple of things. One is that he had built a building, a really, really nice building for MTH to be housed in. And it had fiber optics and everything like that. And from what I understand is that he got a real good offer and he sold that building. And after he sold the building, he had an MTH there for a little while. But then when the people came in that are going to occupy the building now, that he at that point moved along and started to market MTH, and found that the best way to divest himself from MTH was to sell it in parts. So I could be wrong on that. I'm not going to say that I'm an expert. This is all just things that I hear from 2, 3, 4 levels of hearsay and everything like that. But yeah, no, James, no. So I know about the battery thing, which is an aside. The battery clip that Menards F3 came with a wheel that was out of gauge. It was, and not even was it out of gauge. It wasn't even like pushed into the right way. You could wobble it around about a quarter inch to a half inch either way on the axle that it was at. And we were just trying to get it going so that we could make the review on it. We wanted to have a nice review. We wanted to talk about how we like the Menards product, and you saw what it is. And for those of you that haven't seen it yet, my daughter and my good friend Bill is the one that got that Menards F3. By the way, I think he just took it back. Not worth it. James, I got to stop here. You know how when you are into trains and you've been running trains for a long time and you smell something that you shouldn't smell, and it's like, uh-oh, what's that? I'm just starting to smell that something around here is making a smell that it shouldn't be. But anyway, Bill came over and he and Anita were going to make this video with me, and we took it out of the box, and it just didn't work. And it's a GFW Trains Menards video, so you have to check it. If you haven't seen it, check that one out. In fact, J Mod or James Trains, if you do me a solid and throw that up there on the comments, I'd appreciate that. Yep. I like that, James. O scale or no scale, but S is the best. Isaiah, you're right. What isn't talked about a whole lot is Williams Trains. Hold on a second. I gotta make sure. I gotta do something. I'm worried now about the engines, because I'm smelling something I shouldn't. Bear with me, guys. Yeah. Oh, that's what it is. Engine 7.6. Got to hit that smoke off. And then 39 or 85. Bear with me, guys. All right, hopefully I turned off both the smoke units there. I was worried about it. It smelled like smoke. It smells like an engine that is trying to smoke. However, I don't think the smoke was on either one of the those engines, or the smoke unit shouldn't have been turned on either one of those engines. So I was worried that it was a smoke unit that might be on without smoke fluid in it, and getting to the point where it was burning up. So there you go. Thanks. So apples and oranges says, you have any Menards rolling stock or accessories? We do have some Menards rolling stock, and we have some Menards accessories. You can't see it, but on the other side of this this tree here, see that spinning sign right there? That's the Menards Wally's gas station. Also, the other thing that we've got that's really neat is over my shoulder over here. We have got some Menards maxi stack cars. These were made for a Midwest Division Train Collectors Association fundraiser. Those are really nice. If you want to buy these, you go to the Midwest Division's website. You can see that down below. And these are still available to purchase. I want to say that they're $65. They come with two maxi stack cars. The GFW trains, that's a custom load that we had made. And it comes with two maxi stack cars like this on the bottom. One side says Midwest Division, and then the other side, it has a skyline of Chicago. But gotta have it. Those are some, that's a neat one right there. I'm gonna put this one up here. I meant to do that before the stream because I like that one, and I like the GFW trains custom load. Yeah. So yeah, I like those maxi stacks too. When are you going to invest in a couple of those there, Milwaukee Road, James? You're going to need to get yourself some of those maxi stacks. James comes over to our house. He's been over to our house a couple times, and he always likes to run those maxi stacks. So Happy Valley, what are your thoughts about standard gauge? I love standard gauge. Standard gauge is the bomb, man. I love the colors. George isn't a real big fan of standard gauge, and you know what? Growing up, I really wasn't when I was his age too. And I think that it's something that grows on you. Now that I've gotten older, man, I'm a big fan of standard gauge. I love standard gauge. I only have one standard gauge piece, but man, it is a good standard gauge piece. It is Milwaukee Road Hiawatha that was made by Lionel actually in 1991, and now I want to say that that's my favorite train, Lionel train of the 90s. But yeah, so I like the colors. I like the contrast. I think some of the older standard gauge engines are a little bit outside of my realm, because those are, engines that were like that. They were things that I never saw growing up, and they were a little bit foreign to me. But now that I'm older, especially like I said, the craftsmanship and everything like that, I've come to really like standard gauge stuff. Let's see here. I love standard gauge and tinplate. I don't have a standard gauge on them and not a whole lot of tinplate, but I want some. And I agree. I don't really have that much either, too. I like this, James. Says GFW Royal Train Hudson Maxi Stack coming sooner than you think. Love it. I love it. But yeah, standard gauges, that's where it all started. I can't imagine, you had to be a really wealthy guy or from a really wealthy family to get some of those standard gauge, like the state set and everything like that. That the prices on those, but man, I couldn't imagine how much your head would explode if you found out for Christmas you were getting a state set, or one day you got home and there was your dad playing with a state set on the floor of your house. Oh, I must have. I would imagine that it's. And I don't know how it equates out, but those state sets probably got to be about like $10,000. Like if somebody plunked down the equivalent now for what a state set cost back when they came out, had to be like $10,000. Yeah, yeah. So what's everybody doing? Anybody going to some train shows this weekend? We're headed out there to the DuPage train show in Wheaton. It's going to be on Sunday out at the DuPage County Fairground. I'm going out there because we're going to be giving out flyers, or we're going to try and pass out flyers for the GFW Train Fest to everybody that's out there. And because I don't have any money, it's always hard to go to train shows without any money. What's worse is I sometimes will stick my checkbook in my pocket, and I end up spending money I don't want to spend because it's in the account and it's not cash. Last time we went, I told my wife that I wasn't going to spend anything because I didn't have any money. I think George and I ended up spending about $600 or $700. Ooh, did I say that on wife? I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. Artie, all right. We'll see you out there. If you see us, give us a high five and tell us. Tell us that you're there. Yeah, give us a high five. Obviously, you'll tell us we're there if we see you. Give us a high five. I think that don't know how long we're gonna stay. But we'll be handing out those flyers. We'll have to make sure that we get you not only a flyer for the train show, but we get you a flyer for the open house, so you can make it out to the open house out in Big Rock for the 7.5 gauge. So do we think that the Menards will eventually come out with an HO locomotive or HO freight cars? No, I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. And I never even really thought about that until you mentioned that right now as we speak. Oh, that transfer table is a really cool one. Is that a Lionel transfer table? That was one of my favorite Lionel accessories when it works right. I've only seen it work right a couple of times, though, because it seems to be kind of a touchy accessory. But when it works right, and it's really good. James wants to trade the Royal Hudson for the GS4. You don't want to do that. You don't really mean that. Ooh. Just heard I must have figured out what the short was. Hold on. The circuit breaker just blew on that Union Pacific. I hope that's not a major problem there, but maybe it is. But that's probably what was smelling. There you have it. You saw it on camera. The death of the Greyhound Challenger. I kid. Hopefully it's not that, but it doesn't look like it should have blown for any other reasons. Maybe something just came off the track. So, Harry Henning, thanks for joining us here. I am glad that you are here. Got to shop in the morning. Saturdays are busy. That I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being a part of the GFW Trains live stream and being part of this community. You're a big part of what makes this happen. So thanks, and thanks for everything. We'll see you around the roundhouse. Don't let the caboose hit you on the way out. So you know what? On that note, I've been on for 2.5 hours, and I got to get going early tomorrow morning. I'm going to be doing some canoeing bright and early with a good friend of mine, and hopefully with George will be joining us as well. So I think what I want to do is I want to button up things here on the live stream. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you all for being part of the community. It's always great to start off your weekend leaving work, coming home here, kicking back, relaxing, talking trains, having a live stream, and doing what's best, and hanging out with your good friends, running trains and talking trains. And let me tell you guys, I love that. And I love doing that with you guys. So please, before I go, if you haven't already, please smash that like button. Really, really appreciate that. That gets us out to everybody else. Don't forget about the link down below. We've got a Discord channel. We've got some GFW Train swag. If you want to buy some GFW Train swag, we also have a link to the Train Collectors Association and the Midwest Division of the Train Collectors Association. And probably the thing that I'm most proud of is we've got a link for George's Eagle Project. So if you feel up for it, I would really appreciate it, or George would really appreciate a donation to help fund his Eagle Project so he can build that station out there at the Prairie State Railroad. And then don't forget about GFW Train Fest, which is going to be right here in Yorkville on April 24th. Here we go. Put this up here. Right here in Yorkville at the American Legion from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on April 24th. We're going to have a great time on that one. There's going to be lots of trains, a lot of good stuff. So, hey, everybody, without any further ado, again, appreciate you hanging out with us. Appreciate you being part of the community. Everybody support each other. Check out each other's channels and keep this synergy alive. And let's make this hobby get into levels of fun that haven't ever been reached before. So have a great weekend. We'll see you around the roundhouse. Don't let the caboose hit you on the way out. And that's right, wasn't me. And that's how you ZW. Have a great one, everybody. Really appreciate it.